सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Okay, we can read from the beginning together. तपो यज्ञदा दिभिशुद्ध बुद्धिः विरक्तो नृपादेः पदे तुच्छ बुद्ध्या परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि। दयालुं गुरुं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं प्रशान्तं समाराध्य भक्त्या विचार्य स्वरूपं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं निदिध्यास्य विद्वान् परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि। यदानन्दरूपं प्रकाशस्वरूपं निरस्तप्रपञ्चं परिच्छेदहीनम् अहं ब्रह्मवृत्त्यैकगम्यं तुरीयं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि। यदज्ञानतो भाति विश्वं समस्तं विनष्टं च सद्यो यदात्मप्रबोधे मनोवागतीतं विशुद्धं विमुक्तं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि। So first shloka was for Jnana Yogyata Prapti, emphasized on Jnana Yogyata Prapti, attainment of the fitness for knowledge. Second shloka for Jnana Prapti, and from the third shloka onwards, Jnana Nishtha Prapti Sadhanam Nididhyasanam is talked about. Since this stotra is emphasizing this Nididhyasanam, therefore it is named as Svarupanusandhana. The main topic is Svarupasya Anusandhanam, contemplation upon one's true nature. And how to do that? That is being talked about. How do I appreciate this Swarupa, my true nature? That is talked about. Yadananda Rupam Prakasha Swarupam Nirasta Prapancham Parichedahinam. It is free from all limitations. Parichedahinam Ananda Rupam we saw. I am of the nature of Ananda. And as we have seen, experiential happiness is not the nature of Atma. It is not that Atma is having all the time this giggling, smiling happiness. That is not there. But this Ananda in the form of fullness, which is the basis for experiential happiness, that is my true nature. Prakasha Swarupam, I am of the nature of consciousness which is like light. Nirasta Prapancham, free from the entire world, means that I do not have the worldness or any objectness as my intrinsic nature. Parichedahinam, free from all limitations. Aham Brahma Vrityaika Gamyam, I am understood, revealed only by this cognition that I am Brahma. Means it is to be claimed by this cognition that I am Brahma. Turiyam, It is not limited by any state, even though it is present in all three states of experience, but not limited by any state of experience. That is Turiyam. And that Param Brahma Nityam I am. Then yesterday we had started that Brahman is Adhishthanam, otherwise called Vivarta Karanam. Two words are used. Adhishthanam or Vivarta Karanam of the entire world. Vivarta Karanam means the cause for the appearance, apparent cause. Is not the cause of some real modification. It is the cause for appearance. And that is called Vivarta Karanam, changeless cause. Another word we use, changeless cause. The cause for the effect which is having different degree of reality. Vishama Sattaka Karanam. The cause which is for the effect having different degree of reality. We had seen the example. The rope has got Vyavharika Satta, empirical reality, and the snake has got subjective reality, Pratibhasika Satta. And therefore the rope is this Vivarta Karanam, is the changeless cause of the snake. Similarly, Brahman is Vivarta Karanam of this universe. And Vivarta Karanam is otherwise called Adhishthanam. And generally the word Adhishthanam is very popularly translated by the word substratum. It is a good word, but it may create some orientation. If person knows English and the person is analyzing the word, etymologically, then substratum means stratum means this is strata, the singular is stratum, layer. Sub means below. So Adhishthanam means that which is lying below, a layer below the main surface. It is called substratum. So person may think that Brahman is lying under the world, because substratum, strata singular is stratum, layer. So people may think, if they think too much, if they don't think substratum is okay, but by chance they think, but not too much, they think incompletely, then the idea may come that Brahman is lying under the world. Sub means below, stratum, layer. So Brahman is a layer below the world. That type of idea may come. And therefore, Puja Swamiji used to avoid this word, substratum. If you understand correctly, no problem. Substratum also is okay. But it may create wrong orientation. And therefore we use the word truth or basis. The real basis of the world is Brahma. So Brahman is the Adhishthanam, means Brahman is the real basis of this unreal world. And that idea was given, Yad Ajnanataha Bhati Vishwam Samastam. The entire world, Samastam Vishwam, the entire world, Bhati, appears. Yad Ajnanataha, because of the ignorance of which Brahman. So the entire world appears because of the ignorance of Brahman. The principle is Adhisthana Ajnanat Adhyaropita Pratitihi. The experience, appearance of the superimposed is because of the ignorance of the Adhishthanam. And here Brahman being the Adhishthanam, it is said here, because of the ignorance of Brahman, this world appears. Like because of the ignorance of the rope, the snake appears. Because of the ignorance of wailing of the waker, the dream world appears. Similarly here, Yad Ajnanataha Vishwam Bhati Samastam. The entire world appears because of ignorance of Brahman. And yadatma prabodhe sati, when there is knowledge or knowing which self and knowing which Brahman, which is the self, sadhyaha, immediately. Sadhya is abhyaya, as I said yesterday. Vinashtam. Kim vinashtam? Samastam vishvam. The entire world is negated. Even though vinashtam literally means destroyed, but here it is in the sense of negation. So here vinashtam means negated. There are two types of superimposition. One superimposition is such that moment the knowledge of adhishthanam comes, then superimposition disappears, not available for your experience. Like what? Rajju Sarpa. In case of the rope snake, moment you know that it is a rope, then snake disappears. But there are some superimpositions, even after knowing the adhishthanam, the appearance will continue, but the reality given to the appearance is negated. Like what? Like sunrise. When you understand that sun never rises, it is only because of the movement of the earth there is appearance. Even after knowing the truth, sun will continue to appear, but the sense of reality given to the sunrise goes away. Blueness of the sky. The sky is free from any color. It does not have color. Blueness is superimposed upon the sky. So after knowing the sky is free from any color, this blueness should disappear, because the rule is that adhisthana gnanena adhyaropita vinashtam. By the knowledge of the adhishthanam, the superimposed thing should go away. Like in the case of rope snake, by knowing the rope, snake disappears. So here also, after knowing that the sky is blue, sky is not blue, sky is colorless, the blueness should disappear. It doesn't disappear. And what happens then? What is the change of happens by the knowledge? The change takes place is, earlier I was considering the sky to be really blue. Now I know it is not really blue, it is appearing to be blue. So the reality of the blueness of the sky is dismissed. Appearance will continue. In technical language they call it sopadika brahma, nirupadika brahma. Brahma and Brahma, don't get Brahma. They sound same. Many people say, chant, Swamiji, Brahma Gnana, I got Brahma Gnan. It's not it a Brahma, and this is Brahma. So both look sounds similar, a lot of difference. So one type of Brahma is called Sopadika Brahma. This delusion associated with some extra factor, that is called Sopadika Brahma, like blueness of the sky. So in case of Sopadika Brahma, the appearance of the superimposition or superimposed entity will continue as long as the extra factor continues. But in case of Nirupadika Brahma, another Brahma is called Nirupadika Brahma. This delusion without any additional factor. Like what? Rope snake. A rope snake is such a delusion where ignorance is gone, then additional factor is not there. Therefore, moment you know the rope, snake disappears. That type of Brahma is called Nirupadika Brahma. And the world is Sopadika Brahma, not Nirupadika Brahma. Therefore, after getting the knowledge of myself being Brahman, the world will continue, but the reality which was given to the world, that will go away. This idea is very beautifully presented in Panchadashi. Na pratitis tayorbadha kintu mithyatva nishchayah. In case of this jiva and this jagat, what is the badaha? Na apratitihi. Disappearance is not the negation, but mithyatva nishchayaha. The ascertainment that it really does not exist, that is called negation. So negation of the world is not equal to disappearance of the world, but negation is in the form of dismissing its reality or understanding it unreality. So understanding the world to be unreal, that is called the negation of the world, and that is said here vinashtam. Then people will have this question, Swamiji, how does it make any difference? Previously also world was appearing, now also world is appearing. After Jnanam, lot of work, hard work we do, lot of retreats and courses and we attend, and lot of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, बहुत पसीना बहता है. We sweat and sweat and sweat and get Jnanam. And we thought that once I get Jnanam, the whole world will disappear. Only Brahman will remain. But now we are saying, nahi, aisa to nahi. So like doctor first they say, everything will be all right. Then slowly we say, this will continue. This much will continue. After surgery he will say this. So similarly here, after the Brahma Jnanam also, the world will continue to appear. My mother-in-law also will be there, father-in-law, brother-in-law, all laws will be there. Indian laws, this all income tax law, all laws will continue. What is the use? There is a use. What is the use? Use is, when I am giving reality to the world, then the world can affect me, because I and the world are of same degree of reality. But when I know the world to be mithya, along with that I know one more thing, I am Satya. The understanding of the world to be mithya is not complete unless you understand yourself to be Satyam. Your understanding of mithyatvam of anything is complete only when you know the Satyatvam of its adhishthanam. If you think about mithya only and don't think about Satyam, then that type of understanding is incomplete and it does not benefit. You will end up in shunyatvam, nihilism. Because everything is mithya, there is no Satyam. And mithya means really does not exist. So nothing exists, everything is non-existent. Then what? Zero. You wanted to be hero and you end up in what? Being zero. Therefore, understanding of mithyatvam is always accompanied by the understanding of Satyam. So when you understand the world to be mithya and yourself to be Satyam, then you see yourself to be asangaha. And that is the benefit, that when you see that I am asanga, I am Satyam, and the world is mithya, and mithya cannot touch the Satyam, then you are free from the onslaught, the attack of the world. Otherwise, world is very frightening. World is frightening, or planets are frightening. You see that Guru means that planet Guru, not real Guru, the planet Guru. Then you say, my Guru is not good now. And Guru Payarchi comes in South India. Then, they will say this Guru Payarchi is good for this people and not good for this. People are so much afraid, So you will see everything to be frightening. Shastra says, Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. As long as you have got the second entity as a real entity, you will have fear. And when you know that there is no real second entity, then abhayam, then there is fearlessness. And that is the benefit when Atma Prabodhe Sarvam Samastam Vishwam Vinashtam. Everything is Vinashtam, is negated. All right. And now So in these two lines, the message given is, I am that Brahman by whose ignorance the world appears and by whose knowledge the world is negated. That Brahman I am. Jagat Mithya Jagad Adhisthana. Have you heard this somewhere? Lalita Sahasrama. So that Mithya Jagad Adhisthana Aham. Not Lalita, I am. My name is not Lalita, but I am Mithya Jagad Adhishthanam or Adhisthana, whatever. So this is the message given by the two lines. I am Mithya Jagad Adhishthanam. Alright. The next one is Manovagatitam. I am Atitam means beyond. Beyond the mind and beyond Vak means speech. This is a very popular expression. Manovagatitam, Manovagagocharam, etc. And this particular expression has created some confusion in the minds of some people. They will say the Atma is beyond mind. And afterward they will say, you to realize Atma, you have to go beyond mind. That's a very common expression, especially in yoga and all this, you have to go beyond mind. Beyond mind you go and realize Atma. Any realization means, whatever you call it, realization, whatever, the mind is required. But they say Atma is beyond mind. So go beyond mind. And go beyond all words. All these people as this, this Vedanti and all this Gurukulam and all ashram, they are just teaching words, only words. Whereas Atma is beyond words, that's why conflict will come. So we are studying what? Words. And Atma is what? Beyond words. It is something like you are searching in an area for a person which is left by the person. So however much you search, you will not find. Why? This person is not available in that area. So what is the use of searching every house you go? Already you have been told that this person is not in this area. Is there any use of going to every house and ask, is that Devadatta here, Devadatta here? So this creates conflicts. Atma is beyond words. And what are you studying? Words of the Shastra. So if Atma is beyond words, why should we study words? That is something, it creates conflict. If we don't understand these words, this type of expression, it creates problem. All right, so let us understand. What is meant by Manovagatitam? And we have corresponding Shruti Vakya also. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. So the Vani Devi, Vag Devi goes to reach Brahman. And साथ में मन को भी ले लेती है. So being a lady, she wants a child with her. So she takes mana also. So Vag Devi and mind, they go. They keep on traveling. Vag Devi Banha, they are traveling and they never reach Brahman. Brahman is always evading. Wherever they go, वो बोले तो ब्रह्म यहाँ है ही नहीं, चला है ही नहीं. Wherever they go, Brahman is here, no. So Vag goes all over along with the mind. Every now and then Vag asks the Banaha, I did not get. Did you get? He said, I also did not get. So both of them are traveling. This is just I am imagining how Manovagatitam. So yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Manasa saha Vag nivartante. So mind and organ of speech, they go in search of Brahman and वापस आ जाता है, नहीं मिला. So like sometimes letter goes and address not found. So that's a letter comes back. Similarly, organ of speech and mind comes back. Brahman not found, with the note, Brahman not found. Then why should we study? Why should we do this Chintanam, Mananam? Why should we study this Shastra? Therefore, we understand Manaha Atitam means it is not available for objectification. That much is the meaning. Achintyam. In Mandukya Karika, while talking about Turiyam, it is said Achintyam. Means it is not available as an object. So Brahman is not a concept to be conceived. Many people say Brahman is a very good concept. Brahman is not a concept. Brahman is the reality. It is not a concept to be conceived by mind. Mind cannot conceive this Brahman. All right, that is the meaning. It is not an object to be conceived. Then it is to be understood as oneself, not as an object, but as the very subject or the truth of the subject. That is the message conveyed by Manotitam. Vagatitam means what? Not available for words to denote Brahman. Words have got capacity to denote the meanings. That capacity is called Shakti. The capacity of the word to denote the meaning is called Shakti, power. But words can denote a meaning only if the bases are there. 5 bases are there. If 5 bases are there in a given, one of the 5 bases is there in a given object, then word can denote that object. And what are those 5 bases? One is jati. Jati means category. We can say Devadattaha Brahmanaha, Devadattaha Kshatriyaha. So based on his category, I can talk about Devadatta. So words can denote a person based on his or her category. He is a male, female, some category. So first one is this jati. Brahman does not have jati. Jati means category. Because this Brahman to be jati, there should be many members. Member means that there should be minimum 2 Brahman. And Brahman does not have any duality. There are not 2 Brahmans. If there were 2 Brahman, then based on Brahmatva jati, we would have denoted Brahman. Jati is not there. Species is not there. The other word the word is universal, they call it. That is not there. Like Ghatatva jati, Patatva jati, that type of jati is not there. Jati means a common denominator of the members of the same group. That is called jati. That type of common denominator is not possible because Brahman is one. Other one is guna. Some guna is a good Brahman, not good Brahman, wicked Brahman, or some sound is there, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, based on that we can denote. Or based on some quality, white Brahman, yellow Brahman, we can denote. You call that fellow who is white, very fair, call that person who is dark. We should not say that, but I mean, when he is not hearing, perhaps we can say that. I mean, not good to say, but sometimes there is the only way, so we say that. Dark, white, fair, etc. But Brahman doesn't have that any color. Brahman does not have any weight. Otherwise, we can say all of that. Fat Brahman, light Brahman, that fat fellow, sometimes we say, like this they say. That Devadatta, who is that Devadatta? People understand. So, based on that we can define Brahman, but Brahman doesn't have weight. Brahman is weightless. Then jati, guna, kriya. Based on the function also we can talk about a thing, screwdriver. So you understand, what is this thing? It is that which is driving the screw. Scrum drivati, it is screwdriver. Manager, so you understand, who is manager? One who manages is manager. हमारा मैनेजर कुछ मैनेज ही नहीं करता, ऐसा यहाँ का नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, ऐसे हमारा मैनेजर वेरी गुड, बट so if he doesn't manage, he is not a manager. So based on the function you can define. Driver, no, he is a driver. Then one who is cooking is what? Cook. We don't say cooker. So he's so one who drives is driver, one who manages manager, one who cooks is what? Cooker. No, cook. This English language is like this. Quip pratyaya is there. So it is sarvapahari. So all pratyaya, quip pratyaya, those who know grammar, they know. Quip pratyaya, everything goes away. Puja Swami used to say camphor pratyaya. Camphor, everything goes away. So cook, one who cooks is what? Cook. But like that, we cannot define Brahman. Why? Because Brahman is the laziest entity. Doesn't do anything. Brahman does not do anything. And therefore what? Based on the function also we cannot define Brahman. Jati, Guna, Kriya, Sambandha also. Based on the Sambandha, like Rama is the Dasharathasya Putraha. So why, like we say, Rama is, we can define Rama. What? Dasharathihi Rama. So he is the son of Dasharatha. Or father of Lavakusha. Some way we can define. If Sambandha, some connection is there, we can define the entity. But Brahman is Asanga, therefore Sambandha also is not there. So how many factors we dismissed? 4. Jati, Guna, Kriya, Sambandha. Generally we talk about 4 only. But one additional also is discussed in this Mandukya and all. So one more I will discuss. We had recently, therefore it is there in my mind. One more is a Rudhi. Rudhi means convention or well-knownness of an object. Based on the well-knownness of the object also, we can describe the object. Suppose you do not know clip, but I show you this. It is available for your experience, Pratyaksha Siddha. And then I say it is clip. Then you understand, my word clip can denote this object, even though it may not have any Jati, Guna, Kriya, Sambandha, but still I can say this is clip. Good enough. Because it is Pratyaksha Siddha. And this person is Surya Prakash. His name is Surya Prakash. That's all. He is available for you to see, and I call it Surya Prakasha. Then I don't have to justify he is Surya Prakash because he is bright like sun, etc. Not necessary. Just person you are seeing and call him Surya Prakash. All right. Oh, he is Surya Prakash. So in this manner, something which is available for Pratyaksha Pramana, then we can denote that object by using this corresponding word. But in case of Brahman, that also is not possible. Why? Because Brahman is not available for Pratyaksha. And therefore, Brahman is not available to be denoted by any word because the basis for usage of the word are not there. In Sanskrit, it is called Shabda Pravrutti Nimitta. These 5 things I talked about, they are called Shabda Pravrutti Nimitta. The basis, Nimitta means basis, Pravrutti means usage, Shabda means words. So the basis for the usage of words are not there in Brahman, therefore Brahman is not denoted by any word. In other words, Brahman is not Vachyartha, immediate meaning of any word. Then Swamiji, all words in the Shastra, they are used. So how do they communicate Brahman? We say that Brahman is not the Vachyartha of any meaning, but is a Lakshyartha of certain words. It is an implied meaning of certain words. That is one answer we give. Another answer we give, that Brahman is not denoted by any words. Only all misconception about Brahman are negated by words. So words are not denoting Brahman. Words used in the Shastra are just meant for removing the misconception about Brahman. When the misconceptions about Brahman are removed, then Brahman is understood as Atma. So Brahman is known as limitless Atma. Brahman is known as Atma, which is understood to be free from limitations. That is how the operation of Shastra words happen. But since it is not the immediate meaning, Vachyartha of any word, therefore it is called Vagatitam. Now some people may have this question. Swamiji, you said Brahman cannot be denoted by any word. Can't it be denoted by the word Brahman itself? At least Brahman can denote. Atma can denote. No. Even Brahma word cannot denote Atma. Brahma. What Brahman is actually cannot be denoted by the word Brahman completely correctly. Why? Because Brahma means big. And if you take the literal meaning of the word Brahma, big, then what will you understand? Brahman is a very huge thing. Therefore, for small thing, that subatomic particle is not Brahman. Why? Brahman is very huge. So you will understand Brahman to be a huge entity, and therefore small entity you will not be able to appreciate as Brahman. That is not the correct understanding of Brahman. Brahman is not a big or huge entity, huge object. Brahman is the truth of all small and big entities. So it is not that small entity is away from Brahman and big entity is Brahman. There is no such thing. Therefore, word Brahman itself cannot denote Brahman completely. What to talk about any other words? Even the word Atma cannot, because the word Atma means what? Self. And what when you, in those days, nowadays is not there. When you used to have bank account and you yourself are going to withdraw money, what will you write? Self. Self means what? You go. You means what? The body goes. So self has got the meaning what? Body. I myself am sitting here. Yes. Who is sitting? Body is sitting. But use the word self. I myself saw it. Organs. I myself am confused. So this so self is used for the mind also. Whereas Brahman is not a particular body or these organs or the mind. Therefore, any given word cannot directly convey what really Brahman is, including the word Brahma or Atma. Therefore, it is Manovagatitam. Vishuddham, pure. Brahman is pure. Why? Because there is nothing other than Brahman which can impure Brahman. Impurity is always by something else. If you have got pure water, 1 liter pure water, if you add 1 liter pure water, will it be impure? Huh? You didn't understand, no? Will it be impure? Yes? Nobody understood? What? Can anybody tell me what is the question I asked? Huh? Anybody understood the question? Karan, did you understand the question? What? Ah, yes, see, very good. That's why he's the student. लास्ट बेंच में भी सुनता है और फर्स्ट बेंच वाले भूल जाते हैं. Now repeat the question. Now you understood what is the question? Question itself is difficult. No, it is my mistake also, because in Shastra it is said, यदि श्रोता न बुध्यते तर्हि वक्तुः एव झाड्यम. So Means if Shrota doesn't understand, maybe the Vakta has not communicated properly. So I own up my responsibility. Okay. So what I said, water is there, 1 liter pure water. And if you add 1 liter pure water, will this pure water will become impure? No, that's what simple thing. Water will not become impure if water is added, because water does not impure water. But if you add some dust, then will it impure? Abhi सुनते हैं. So impurity is by external agency, extraneous factor. Whereas for Brahman, there is no such entity, real entity having the same degree of reality which will impure Brahma. So Brahma Vishuddham. Why? Vitiyasya Ashuddhi Karakasya Abhavat. Because there is no entity which can bring about the impurity in Brahman. Therefore Vishuddham. And V has got meaning. Visheshena Shuddham. Visheshana means specially pure. What is specially? Specially means it is not that it was impure and now it has become pure. Visheshana means Nitya Shuddham. It is ever pure. It is so pure that it cannot be impaired. Never subject to impurity. That is called here Vishuddham. That Brahman I am. Tad Brahma Vishuddham Brahma Ahamasmi. So I am that pure Brahman which cannot be impaired by anyone. And what are the impurities? We have physical impurities, the dust, etc., mud, etc. Shariram, the body can have such impurities. Our mind can have impurity in the form of ragadveshas. And another fundamental impurity is ajnanam. So ajnanam is impurity, ragadveshas are impurity, physical dirt is impurity. All impurities cannot touch Brahman because all of them are of lower degree of reality. And Brahman is the higher degree of reality. And the entity of higher degree of reality cannot be affected by the entity of lower degree of reality. Therefore, in swapna, in dream, suppose you slap somebody, and little bit more also you did. Okay, you hurt or you just you beat the person so much, he had to go to the hospital. Now you wake up. Will you get papam for that karma? Yes? Will you get or not? But will you get papam? Huh? I mean, you answer my question. You don't give commentary on question. Will get papam or not? When? Yes? In dream. Fortunately, what you are saying is not right. Otherwise, we will be having lot of papa. No. In dream, you do not earn punyam, you do not earn papam. You exhaust punyam, you exhaust papam. Like in foreign countries, you cannot earn money. You cannot earn. That is all right, okay. I understand that. But that it doesn't, because the same degree of reality is not there. The punya papa is there for vyavaharika jiva. Whereas the wrong action was done in the dream, which is pratibhasika. Pratibhasika cannot touch vyavaharika. In fact, that we should be convinced. If whatever thinks, if it is there, then it will be very difficult to appreciate that I am not affected by any action in the waking state. If pratibhasika itself there is a doubt. Oh Swamiji, in dream I slapped that fellow. I don't know what will happen to me. Nothing will happen. So Vedanta is telling in Jagrat what you did also doesn't affect you. Now you are saying dream also affects you. Vedanta has to work harder. आप तो वेदांत को थोड़ा ज़्यादा काम देते हैं. All right. So all impurities are at the level of this Vyavaharika world, which is mithya, and therefore it cannot affect the Satyam Brahma. Therefore, physical dirt or this emotional, mental dirt in the form of ragadvesha or even ignorance or punya papa, all of them are dirt. They cannot affect Brahman, which is, and therefore it is Vishuddham. We can ask question in the satsang, okay? Vishuddham. Then Vimuktam. Vimuktam means free. And V indicates the idea of Visheshena Muktam, ever free. I, Atma, am ever free. It is not that I become free, I am ever free. I was never bound to be free. Visheshena Nityam Muktam Brahma Ahamasmi. That is a very, very big reassuring statement of Vedanta. That even when you did not know yourself to be free, factually you were free. That's a nice thing. It is not that, oh, after so much of struggle I will become free. You never become free. You just discover you are free. Because if you become free, it will be the result of some action. And result of action is what? Limited. Therefore, what will happen? Your freedom, one day it will be over. And again bondage will come. And therefore, Vedanta says, no, it is not that you become free. You discover that you are ever free. That Vimuktam Param Brahma Tadevaham Asmi. All right. Now, in the next shloka, few more words are used to reveal that Brahma, that I am. Nishede krute neti neti ti vakyaihi samadhisthitânam yada bhati purnam avasthatrayatitam advaitamekam Param Brahma Nityam Tadevahamasmi. So here, one more aspect of Vedantic teaching is revealed. Essence of Vedantic teaching is presented by certain sentences. They are called Mahavakya. Mahavakyam, in Sanskrit, Mahavakyam. Literally, Maha means big. Vakya means sentence. So Mahavakyam means big sentence. So really speaking, they are not big sentence. They are very small. Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma. Small sentences. And by the way, in Vedanta, how many Mahavakyas are there? Many are there. But popular Mahavakya, 4. Representative Mahavakyas, traditionally, they are considered to be 4. What are they? Each from one Veda. Prajnanam Brahma from Rigveda. Prajnanam means consciousness. Brahma means limitless reality. Consciousness is limitless reality. That is Prajnanam Brahma. Rig Veda, Aitareya Upanishad. Just now we studied. So Aitareya Upanishad. Then Yajurveda. Mahavakya is Aham Brahmasmi. Occurs in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Then Samaveda, Tattvamasi. You are that. Samaveda, Chandogya Upanishad, 6th chapter. And this Tattvamasi comes 9 times. Guru, ahva bharte Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. So that, Shishya's tire will be a little bit inflate. Tattvamasi. 9 times. Father is giving Upadesha to the son. This Uddalaka to his son Shvetaketu. 9 times Tattvamasi. And the last one is Ayamatma Brahma. Occurs in Atharva Veda, Mandukya Upanishad. And meaning is, this Atma, this self, which is evident, self-evident, available as I, this self is Brahma. These are the 4 popular Mahavakyas. But I am saying popular for Mahavakyas. Otherwise, Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman, that also is Mahavakya. There are so many Mahavakyas. In Kaivalya Upanishad, Tattvameva Tvameva Tat Mahavakyas. So many are there. These 4 are popular. Why these 4 are popular? Because they are representative. And they are quoted in Panchikaranam. Together they are quoted. There is one text called Panchikaranam by attributed to Shankaracharya, where Omkara Vichara is there. Alright. So, in this Mahavakya, among these 4 Mahavakyas also, the most popular one is Tattvamasi. So, if you want to represent Veda, like our representative UN, we have to send. Whom will we send? Which Vakya? Tattvamasi. They are our representative. So, Vedanta you want to represent Tattvamasi, most popular, because it has got the language of teaching. You, Jiva, are Tat, means that Brahman. And when this sentence is, you are Brahman, that time the tendency of the student will be to equate this Tvam, you, with this individual body, mind, sense complex. So, when the teacher says, Tvam, you are Brahman, how will Shishya understand? I am Brahman. And what is the understanding of Shishya? I is equal to this individual body, mind, sense complex. So, he will say, I, Mr. Devadatta, with this 60 kg, 70 kg, 5 feet 6 inches, am Brahman. But then he will have questions. How can it be so? How can I be Brahman? Brahman means this limitlessly big, whereas I am not so big, little big, but not so big that I can be called Brahman. So he will have these questions. Therefore, Shruti reveals that this Brahman is to be understood as Atma, but Atma without the superimposition of Anatma. Brahman is to be understood as Atma, but without the superimposition of Anatma. And superimposition is already done. Therefore, what Shruti has to do? Shruti has to negate all superimpositions which have been there. Since when? Since time beginningless. We have seen earlier, your ignorance and ignorance born mistakes are not begun at any time. It is not that, people generally think like this. I was pure Brahman and somehow something happened. And I picked up this lady called Maya, Avidya. I married, then my problem started. As somebody said, he said, I was happy, then I got married. So, so similarly, person says that I was pure Brahman one day, and sometime I picked up this Maya. That is, the orientation remains for very long time. Somehow we would like to think this way. We would like to have the history of our problem. When did it start, Swamiji? When did I pick up this ignorance? When ignorance, you say beginningless, but at least Swamiji, mistake, when did it start? If you ask me about my marriage, I can tell. But this, Swamiji, considering myself to be this body, mind, sense complex, this mistake, when did I start? Shastra says beginningless. It does not have any beginning. You have been like this, How may I say? Yeah. So we are like this. It's nice to think. Some people say, no, Swamiji, I am like this only. So similarly, every jiva can say to Bhagavan or Guru, what? Swamiji, we are like this. Yes, you have been like this. You have been committing this mistake of taking yourself to be this body, mind, sense complex. You have been considering yourself to be karta, bhokta, a chota, small individual. Since when? Since time beginningless. Therefore, one good thing is, it is not that you have done mistake. It has been there. It is not that you have picked up ignorance. Like something, we did a mistake and therefore some scratch happened and that remains on the face. Some people are born with some particular mole or something. Then what can they do? I mean, they can remove, but at least they are not responsible. Similarly, this ignorance and adhyasa are beginningless. It is a very relieving thing. I don't know why people resist to this idea. In fact, you should celebrate this fact. Yes, I did not do it. I am not responsible for my ignorance. I am not responsible for the mistake because they have not started. Why do you have these two nostrils? I am born with that. Why you have got flat nose? This is how I am born with that. You cannot be blamed for that. So I have this ignorance and ignorance born adhyasa since time beginningless. But we have seen this point. Only thing responsibility we have, still some responsibility we have. What is the responsibility? We had been given chance to remove this ignorance. Because it is not first time you are human beings. Even in the time of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Rama, you were there. Maybe monkey also, whatever there. Or some human beings also. So, we have been given chance in the form of human being, human form. We did not utilize it. We thought life is meant for enjoyment. No. So, eat, drink and be merry. That's what we thought, and therefore we have spent time like this. For that we have to take responsibility. Responsibility, don't blame. Responsibility, yes, homework kiya nahi. So I did not homework. That we take the responsibility. And then you accept this fact that it can be removed. Ajnanam is anadi but santa. Adhyasa is anadi but santa. Not shanta, okay? Santa means that which has got the end. And with that, we remove the ignorance. Okay. So here, Ajnanam and Adhyasa have been there. So our point was that I am taking myself to be this body, mind, sense complex since time beginningless. And therefore, Shruti has to negate it. And that negation is done by neti neti vakyaihi. So by the sentences, not this, not this. All superimposition about Atma is done. So it is said, Nishede krute. When negation is done. Negation of what? negation of superimposed body mind sense complex and their attributes. How is it done? Neti neti vakyaihi. By the sentences, not this, not this. I am not this body, I am not this mind. And in this Vakya Neti Neti comes in Brihadaranyaka. Murta Murta Brahmana. 2-3 times it comes. First Murta Murta Brahmana. Not this which has got the form, not this which is not having the forms. So all the products of Panchamahabhutas, I am not. Thus, my being, the body, senses, mind, all of them are negated by the Vakya. I am not this, I am not this. And then I abide. When all superimpositions are negated, then I abide in what really I am. That is called Samadhi Sthitanam. Here Samadhi can be taken as Atma. Samyak adhiyate. Sarvam asmin. That Samadhi. Samadhi Sthitanam means Shuddhatmani Sthitanam. For the people who are abiding in the self. Yad Brahma. Brahman which abhati, shines, becomes evident as what? Purnam, limitless. So for the people who are abiding in the self after the negation of all superimposition, Brahman is understood as Purnam, as limitless. That Brahman, Aham Asmi, that Brahman I am. And some more description is there, which we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri